And I liked other parts of Texas. You know, I have fans in Texas. There's other parts of Texas that were, you know, but I moved to Austin. A friend of mine moved there, Joe Rogan. I don't know if you know him. And he does a podcast.
Guy, right?
He does a podcast. And
Is he tippy toe?
I don't think so. I don't think you could find that.
I've never seen a picture.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
And he moved there and he loved it, and he does love it. You know, he really enjoys it.
By the way,
it wasn't for me. You know, it was. I hated it, and I was vocal about it.
I feel like
I told everyone I hated it, and you know, I hated everyone I met, and all of the things that people were doing, I hated, and I didn't understand what was going. You know, everyone there was like, "This is the next city,"
right?
And I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. The lake is the color of sewage.
Oh, okay.
It's a deep green sewage lake. There are homeless people. This idea that there's no homeless people there,
they're there,
is a lie. They're homeless people there. And by the way, it's like, you know, it's so it's like this idea that, listen, LA has problems. We all know that it has problems, but you know, there's shootings there. There's lots of shootings. So it's not
everyone
like...
is armed, right?
Yeah, but it's also like people get drunk. They shoot each other. It's part of the culture. It's fun.
right.
It's not something... Yeah. It's a fat bachelorette party goes down there. A bunch of women get off a trolley and they just start going, you know? and it's not my business to tell them to stop.
Right.
There's one sushi restaurant in all of Austin.
Oh my God.
Right.
You can't eat fish. There is no produce. You know, there is like, I get it. It's like they put brisket in the water. This in Austin is not a bit. This is not a bit in Austin. This is something, you know. So to me, it just wasn't. And then the other side of it is like these tech guys who are, you know, inviting you to their houses, and you go to these like massive estates.
You're talking about
tech
Elon,
people.
right?
Not Elon. Elon, I went to one thing with him that was just 7 people, and it was New Year's Eve, and it was somewhat boring. It was fine. He's clearly a very brilliant guy, but it wasn't like a hoot.
Okay.
It was fine. But there's other guys down there that will invite you over, and like they don't eat. They don't do any, like we played pickleball with one guy.
They want to live forever, these guys.
Yeah, it's kind of a ex machina thing, and it's just not inviting. They don't eat.
They don't eat pizza.
No, they don't eat anything.
Yeah,
they have like nuts. They have like packets of things that satiate them.
I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. Look at his body.
That
that man doesn't eat.
Yeah.
Well, they're just on a different.
Nuts.
Human things bother them. Human things, and one of the guys was telling me like, when you walk in, you're like hello, and he's like, and because they're not socially, you know, with it. There's other words for it, but let's just say they're not like fun socially. Like there's many things, and you'll be like, hey, how are you? And then they'll just start right in. They're like, you know, there needs to be another city built that competes with Austin. You know, we need to build another city that competes with Austin. I'm going to build a university, and I'm going to have different parkways, and that way we can reduce the pressure on the traffic. And you go, all right, I can't.
It's intense.
You know, it's intense. That's the word for it. Yeah.
Did you want a new water, or is that okay?
I would love one. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can leave my hot dog water here.
No.
It's a town of breakfast tacos, college kids, tech sociopaths, you know, and God bless everyone that enjoys it.
Yeah.
And when you move somewhere and you don't like it, you're the asshole if you stay.
Right.
You have to then leave and go, everybody. It's a city for people that didn't want to eat. They want to eat tacos outside. That's all they want to do.
Really?
It's people that...
Comes down to that.
Well, it's a lot of... It really does, though. It really actually does. It's people that are like... I just wanted to, like, move here and, like, be myself. And, like, Austin lets me be myself. And what that translates to is... I wanted to make horrible decisions,
right,
and have them work out here,
right,
because it didn't work out in any of the 3 other cities where I was a lazy drug addict.
Right. Well,
so
more affordable, or at least it was.
It was not
anymore. Yeah,
not
I think
anymore.
the market's been fucking insane.
Yeah.
The Texans, they hate Californians, right? Like
it's a war.
If you go there with a California license plate, I hear that it's like on site.
It's on site, and it's in my special.
Yeah,
you know, it's tough. I mean. There was a woman who was cutting my hair, and she's like, honey, here's what you need to come to my church.
Oh, God.
And you need to meet my daughter because she's funny too. And then I'm like, okay, at least show me, because I'm gay, so I don't really have anything to do with women.
What are you going to do at church?
Not sexually. But I said maybe if she showed me like a gorgeous Texas bombshell, I'd go, you know what? Maybe I do want to go
Give it a
heaven,
shot.
right? I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
But her daughter has blue hair, is like, you know what I mean? Like the absolute opposite of
Well, not necessarily your type.
not my type. So it's like these are the worst people. Austin is like if the Proud Boys and Antifa got married and had a city where you just like, so everyone's kind of the worst version of.
Really?
That's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
it's interesting because there's so many people. I don't know if Joe Rogan he moved there and started like a whole movement. And
He loved it. He's always loved it. He always loved it. When he lived here, he liked it. And I guess I get it if you know, he hunts and he like there's more nature stuff, you know, which is great. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't buy that people are moving there and being happy. I don't believe it. But the thing is,
Certain type of people.
there's one thing they go, there's no sales tax. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
Houses are cheaper. Debatable now.
Sure. Yeah.
Other than that, it's like, man, if I'm making, let's say, if I'm making $1 million,
Right.
it's not worth it for me to save $100,000
Right.
and live in fucking Texas.
I understand Miami.
You know what
I've
I
always
mean?
understood Miami. I understand the beach. I understand the ocean. I understand like, hey, I want to save money and then here. But Texas, I went there and I thought like, you know, listen, Austin is a specific version of Texas too, that is kind of weird. Like it's like not like if you go to Texas, you almost want Texas. Give me Dallas. Give me like women with big hair.
Yeehaw.
Like, yeah, give me that.
Yeah.
But Austin's like this weird thing where it's just like these strange nerds.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's odd. The whole thing's odd. Nothing works. And the food is atrocious. It's some of the worst food in America.
Okay, that's interesting
Yeah, it's the
because
worst
they
food in
tout, Texas touts that they have this great cuisine.
Well, here's the problem. Is that you have to be like a drunk college pig to enjoy it. Like you have to be like someone without any distinction who's never been anywhere.
So you are talking directly to the people of Texas right now.
Well, Austin.
Okay.
Because Dallas has great food. And Houston has really good food.
Okay.
And Austin has some good barbecue, right?
I
but you
see.
can't eat barbecue all the time because you'll die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just don't feel good with it.
Sure.
But the food there is just not, it's very underwhelming, to be honest.
And you're a food guy, right?
I'm a little bit of a food guy. And here's the thing. I've shit-talked Austin for 2 years.
You left
And here's
with a
the
grudge.
deal. Everyone that comes to me that lives there, not one person is not one human being has said, hey, fuck you, man. Not one person has said that. Everyone kind of goes, yeah, I get it.
You know what? To be honest, though, the people that get defensive
Yeah.
are people that live in places they know are shit.
Yeah, like these two, like I like this one barbecue spot run by 2 lesbians. They just got indicted for tax fraud. So that's Austin. You know, they just got indicted for like fraudulently doing workman's comp. It's in the paper. So that's awesome.
Good barbecue, though.
It was really good, the ribs, but it's fallen off. And now I know why, because they're committing crimes instead of cooking.
Right.
So, you know, that's a problem.
You guys got to be careful with that. You know, it's not worth it, the financial crimes.
But I think I might be doing a live podcast there, and it's a good city, and I'd love all of you to come out for that. Thank you. After I destroy it, I always have to say, but hey, you know? We could all come together.
Yeah.
Well,
LA's got his price shit on LA too.
I like LA, but it is a true thing. Like people all outside of LA shit on LA.
Yeah.
I moved to New York for a year.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize this is a thing. I mean, I've lived in SoCal my whole life.
Right.
And I moved to New York, and everyone's like, LA fucking sucks,
Everybody
bro.
we would
Welcome
meet
to
there,
New York, the real world. And
Yeah.
there's like this culture of hating LA.
Yeah.
Part of what I didn't like about Austin was there was this idea that everyone had to be relentlessly positive. Like in New York, I was around people that always hated New York. And now I'm around people here that hate LA. I've never not hated where I've lived. And I think it's a very rational thing to do is to look around you and go, ugh. But this idea that this inevitability to Austin and that it's like we all have to wake up and not notice anything that's wrong and say, and then you're on a team and it's gross to be on a team.
It's a little bit of
geography.
denial.
Denial.
You mean there's like the old folks who are red,
Yeah.
and the new folks that just transform the city
Well, you
to a
know
more
what it is?
liberal bastion.
It's not even political as much as it is just you have people that are truly true believers, which is the worst thing ever.
I mean, like Christians.
Well, sort of, but they believe in a city. So that to me, I go, that's weird to me. I would rather you believe in a God or your life or your talent or your family or something. Like there's something weird to me about having to constantly sell a city every day and be like, aren't you glad you're here?
That's interesting because I always hear people talking about Austin like that.
Yes.
I've never heard a bad thing about it until you're spreading the gospel.
I have taken it upon myself,
Yeah.
like John the Baptist, to go around and tell people that, it's like 103 degrees right now. I have a house there. I still own a house there. We go back, the grass is yellow because it just, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
The water heater exploded. The well is
too hot.
The well's fucked.
You drink out of wells?
Well, I have well water, but that's screwed. So
why do you drink out of a well?
Well, because we have our own water for the race war.
Right.
You
should have opened with that.
Yeah. Don't you get it? Yeah. Hard you understand how they.
You should have. You had me at race war.
Yeah.
That I get. Yeah. So